Are you base plus commission, or are you a solopreneur who has variable income? It's possible that you're in constant reactionary mode and this just causes you so much stress when it comes to your money. Sure, it may feel like there's nothing that you can do when your income fluctuates like that. And the result is that you end up just feeling like you have no control and it's just happening to you. Today, I want to talk to you about what you can do when your income fluctuates from month to month and how to set it up in a way where you can actually have more control. It'll be easier for you to plan out and just give you so much clarity on the next steps that you need to take so that you're able to pay off that debt and grow your savings. The very first step before you even try to manage that fluctuating income is really getting to know what your expenses are, because that is what your income needs to cover, right? So knowing what's that base amount that you need to be able to pay your bills and all the necessities that you need. So figure out that number first. And then next, you'll be able to know then how much income you actually need to cover all those expenses. So when your income comes in, it can go into a checking account, which would be considered your deposit account. And then you can have another checking account where it would be your main account. And once that money comes from that deposit account, you figure out a set amount that you want to transfer to your main account. From that main account, you're going to be paying all the bills and things like that. And so that's why it's important to know what your typical spending is so that you're able to cover the income that you transfer into that main account is able to cover all the expenses that you pay from that account. And so no matter whether your paycheck includes, just your base salary or base plus commission, every time you transfer that money from the deposit to the main account, it will be the same. And you can decide to do it manually or an automatic thing. That is up to you. So this is basically how you turn variable income into fixed. And sure, at the beginning, it might take a little trial and error to really figure out, what is a good amount. Maybe your expenses you haven't tracked before and you're still getting an idea of what your spending is like. And then maybe with the income, you're still trying to figure out some things as far as like how much maybe to bring into the deposit account or how much to take out from there to deposit to the main checking account. So there's a lot of things, a lot of moving pieces that you might need to work through before it becomes like a system that you can depend on. From here though, it'll be easy now for you to start growing your savings. And so one thing, if you haven't done so already, you can start building up your emergency fund. It'll be easier now since you have this new way of setting up your income coming in. You'll know how much extra money you have to be able to take care of your debt or increase your savings. When it comes to variable income, a very important skill to have is planning ahead. And so one thing to look at is your specific industry cycles. There can be maybe times of the year where it slows down or it picks up. So looking at previous years, when has it typically slowed down that maybe you weren't bringing in that much income? And how can you prepare for those times? And one suggestion would be to create an alternative budget. So maybe there are things that maybe you can cut back on, and it will just be a temporary change. But at least you have a good idea of maybe around when it might happen and for how long and things like that. And also you can start planning ahead. Like, for example, if things slow down in December, then you have now until December to be able to prepare for that slowdown. So how can you maybe grow your savings to be able to cover you for that time frame? So there are things that you can still have some control if you are planning ahead, and that way you're not in a reactionary mode. Now, you might be wondering about some of the specifics, like, for example, how much should I be paying myself and transferring into that main checking account? And how frequent should I be doing that? And so those are a few things that really are dependent on each individual. And so if that's something that you want to dig into and figure out for yourself, schedule a call with me to find out more about how I can help you set up a system for you that will help you relieve the stress of having to sort everything out, because there's so much fluctuation in your income. And then also maybe even the expenses side can be variable for you as well. And so how do we create a system where there's more predictability, and it's something that you can keep up with? That way that you can, start figuring out a clear path on how to pay off your debt, how to grow your savings, so that maybe you can invest more money and things like that. Once you get a system set up for your variable income, you'll be able to relieve a lot of stress, and you'll be able to gain more confidence, because you'll be able to know what the next steps are with your money, because now you're getting your expenses taken care of and things like that. And then you can focus more on like some of your goals and be able to contribute more towards those goals. So give it a try. Feel free to reach out if you need any help setting this up for yourself.